We're going to make
Definitely not monetizing this video.
I'm going to bring my wig. Oh, no, I told you about this. Great joke. Right.
I love drag racing.
First of all, though, we're going to make the most of us having access to the full strip right now, and we're just going to do some rounds in the Tesla track style.
Let's experience ludicrous.
Yeah, these guys haven't seen quite how quick this thing can go.
Not in the S. We have in the X.
0 to 60 in 2.28 seconds. Oh, that's fast.
That's almost as fast as my car. Mind blown. Yeah.
Right, let's get in it. Let's get rolling.
I think it's time to switch on Ludicrous Plus. Oh. Oh. Do I want to push the limits? No, I want my mummy. Yes, bring it on. Bring it on. Now I've turned it on Ludicrous Plus, which means it's going to heat up the battery to an optimum temperature, which means when we go around the track, we can go really, really, really fast.
Right. It's my time for my lap.
Oh, God.
Ross is going to time it. Oh, shit.
I'm
not going to lie, I'm not going to hammer this because I'm a little bit worried.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I think out of everyone here, Smith is the most likely to get us killed.
Yeah.
You know, start where you left off.
Well,
Podcast
right
for
back
empathy
to
and
imagination. Welcome to the show.
Start where you left off. Podcast for empathy and imagination YouTube video part 17. Technical difficulties part 13.
Technical difficulties.
Teflon affabilities. Teflon abilities.
Tickleable fart abilities? I don't even know what's happening.
So, Cryonics.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait. Are we live?
Yeah.
Cryonics. Okay. You know about this?
No, what the hell's cryonics?
Like hyperfreeze, hypersleep, freezing your body, preserving.
Who does?
So you don't die.
Who does this sorcery?
Maybe you have terminal condition. So you freeze. You attempt to freeze your body.
Are people doing this now?
There's the old urban legend that Walt Disney had himself cryonically frozen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a low temperature preservation of people who cannot be sustained by contemporary medicine, in the hopes of restoring them in the future. Right. So you put your body on ice, hoping to resurrect it, or not even resurrect, but just awaken
To be
later,
somehow
later
cured.
Time.
Yeah.
At a later time.
It's like you're tossing a boomerang into this universe. You know, you're just like, fucking maybe. You're just like, who knows?
Would you do it though? If it was like the technology was there,
If what,
you
like
could
now?
freeze your body before death, and then maybe be awakened, maybe 100 years from now, whenever the technology
I would do
is
it
right,
on my deathbed.
that they could bring you back.
On my deathbed, when I was like, then yeah, totally.
Yes.
I would totally do it.
Okay, can't.
Who wouldn't? Like right on their deathbed,
Right,
right?
of course, right.
Wouldn't you?
Do you want to die? Do you want to die right now, or live potentially live?
Full speed, man.
It's the afterlife of the simulation. Cryonically frozen. It would be like that Star Trek episode where Riker's in a coma for like 16 years or something. Remember that? It turns out to be all simulation.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have a son, and it's like here's your wife's dead though. Like, what? Fuck. You named your kid Jean-Luc? Damn. I don't know.
So, yeah. You preserve your body. But you'd have to do it probably for long space voyages, too. You have to freeze your body. So you wake up when you get there.
Okay. Do you think that's possible to do? I don't think the technology currently exists for that to even happen.
It's basically in development technology.
Who's the closest?
But it's not.
Who's the closest right now, and what are they even talking about? Because I think they're full of shit.
You think it's okay?
I'm just being.
No one has.
I'm just being a contrarian.
No one has successfully frozen themselves and reawoken.
Yeah.
But the idea is that eventually the technology will develop such that they will be able to resurrect you.
Do you believe that's going to be possible in our lifetimes?
I don't know. In our lifetimes? I mean...
Like, do you think you'll be able to afford it, first of all? And second of all, that'll happen when you'll still be alive. Because it'll have to... You can't be, like, dead.
I wouldn't be able to afford it. But it would be...
Like, you
it
think... It
could be like an insurance policy. It could be a...
You just include it in your insurance policy. You'd be like, I want my wife to get $1,000, and you're going to freeze my testicles, my penis, my brain, my spine, and you're going to grow the rest off of that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty morbid image. I just described.
DNA,
Sorry about
DNA
that.
samples.
Well, I mean, I just picked like the most important parts. I thought, you know,
right?
Like wiener, balls,
you could
spine, brain.
Preserve the brain.
Because really, couldn't you just 3D print on some arms and legs
stem cells?
And shit?
Just grow everything else from that.
Well, the future is like the whole question is: will your consciousness, like you now, will you wake up and go, "Ah, I'm me again"?
Right.
Like, will that happen, or was it something else?
Will it be like anesthesia or something? Going under,
and then you wake up.
And then
and
you just
like,
wake up, and it's like no time has passed.
If your brain's transferred, I think so.
Yeah.
But it has to be your brain. But then if you
then
replace parts of your brain with like
but
computers,
it's also like every time you wake up, how do you know that you're even the same person that you were the day before?
Dude, that's not even a fair question. I have no idea.
So the whole thing is
I could have woken up as you several times last week and been like, I don't know, and then just did that as a whole day.
I think I woke up as you in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Did you have to pee?
Yeah. Yacht rock.
I think I woke up as you in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
dreams.
All kinds of problems.
Dude, dreams are
Cryonics.
they're just all over the place. So if you're cryogenized, wouldn't you dream? Like wouldn't your dreams be like, oh man, I'm frozen, but I'm in this still mental living state? Like wouldn't your brain still be somewhat conscious? Probably. Because then what if you're frozen for like say
that
say
would be
for 150 years.
And who knows what would go on.
You might experience like 10,000 years
with no inputs, no sensory inputs.
Just your own.
Your brain would just be in like dream mode the whole time. So it would be like 10,000 experiences.
Yeah, and it would be for
a psychedelic
experience. So when you came out of that, what's that?
Right.
Whoa! I mean, when you
how can you even adjust to the real world?
Yeah, how can you like take a step with your left leg after that? I can't even imagine.
Dude, that's what's so fucking good about. And I wouldn't never advise anyone to do this, but
that was a double negative. I heard it.
Taking
I wouldn't never.
I would never advise someone to do this, but taking mushrooms is like leads you down that same road, where you realize you know how to interact with reality, and like you're getting through it. You know, you're like doing stuff, but every single object you can tell it's just a mirage, and there's like multiple versions of what that object means and stuff. But you know like how you interact with it.
Okay.
But the whole like visual processing, you realize is completely arbitrary. It could be anything.
It could be simulated. It could be organic.
Yeah, and so that's what's cool about mushrooms. It's some shit. It seems like it.
So wait, do you advocate the
sidetracks.
usage of mushrooms?
I would never advocate anyone use mushrooms.
What if it wasn't illegal?
Just for legal reasons.
Okay. Did you know that Amanita muscaria isn't illegal?
Is that a mushroom?
It's the original red one with the white dots. It's Santa Claus mushroom.
Tell me more.
It's not illegal here. Psilocybin is illegal. It's the OG effect. Apparently, it's a little more intense than what you and I were raised on. Not that I ever did them or you did, but what we were raised on was psilocybin.
Right. Yeah. What if you could, like, would you take drugs before you went into cryonics?
Oh,
they're like, we're gonna freeze
God.
you. We're gonna freeze you for, could be 100 years, could be 200 years. Maybe the technology never arrives, but you're gonna be in the suspended animation
10
cold
tabs
storage
of acid.
Cold storage, and you're just like partying up the day before or something, just 10 tabs of acid. Is that what you would do? Just
10 tabs of acid, then go into the machine. You would come out either as superhero or just like liquid mush. You wouldn't come out okay. You'd be like, all right,
like
you know. Yeah. You would be liquid mush, or you could fly.
You would be like,
shit.
New religions would pop up.
Oh, they already, I mean, you can't stop
because
that,
of
man.
your arrival.
Oh, totally.
Like if someone came out of that 5 acid trip, tripping on acid for 200 years, and they just come out and they're just repeating all these like cliche truths from the 20th century, you know, and people are just like,
you can save money on car insurance. What's a cliche truth they would say?
Like Starbucks coffee is tasty.
You can save money on car insurance.
Right, exactly. People are just.
What would happen?
A new religion be founded.
What would happen if that person, when they were going into cryonics, they happened to be in the middle of a gigantic fart?
Right.
Like say like they were like, and that's right when they froze, and they were in the state of the relief of letting a fart go, and kind of the guilt of like who's gonna smell it, but you won't because you're frozen. Like it never gets to you. Right?
That's interesting.
You're just the mid sensation of fart. You're like,
yeah. The idea that it freezes your sort of your
like
emotional
your state or something.
Your emotional state at the time.
Because when you're farting, like a big one, like you can really, it's like, you're laughing, and you're also like, it's like a cool sip of water.
You're getting good ideas.
When I have big hard farts, it's like to me, I go, because it's like a cool sip of water sometimes to have a nice big fart. It's
like a warm breath of water.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So I'm in. Sign me up. But I don't want to do it now. It was like, yeah, you're 35 in a couple of months.
Oh,
do
that'd
it
be
now.
interesting. Like mandated freezing.
Like at a certain age?
Certain age.
Eesh.
It's like, well, you know, you're sort of not contributing to society. We're going to freeze you. When we wake you up, you'll actually be gaining interest on your Social Security. So you'd be wealthy, but it might be 200 years from now.
But wealthy with inflation? Because...
Right. It would probably be a scam.
I don't think we're going to have democratic capitalism in 200 years. I really don't think we're going to be doing this still in that much in the future.
I think it's going to be resource-based crypto. Yeah. Cryptocurrency.
Something like that. It'll be like blockchain resource-based something.
Yeah. That's what it is. Blockchain-based.
Resource blockchain something. They have to connect. I don't know.
I'm
not a math scientist.
The blockchain will be the resources.
So
think about this. You have genetically engineered cryptocurrencies that are part of the blockchain.
Whoa.
So you combine resources with genetic engineering and cryptocurrencies. So think about if every molecule had a programmable element to it.
Ooh. CRISPR?
You could you could keep track of all resources, because resources would be molecules at the most basic level, and you use nanomachines, genetic engineering. Man, that'd be fucked. Because you could have basically, you could make cells a cryptocurrency. You know, you could make molecules a cryptocurrency. Like that would be possible.
Wow, that sounds like.
You heard it here
first.
first.
It sounds direct.
Elon Musk, you heard it here first. Silicon Valley.
Molecules for cash.
Genetically based cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
Interesting. You monetize all atoms in the universe.
Jesus, I don't know, man. That seems like.
It seems pretty dark.
Well, it's really okay. I want to get to the point where. Of course, we spread. The Earth is abundant, and let's just spread that out using good technology. That's easy. If you think about
growing things.
Let's just get the measure and meet the needs of humankind based on the available resources. And then the conquest is not to gain wealth or amass wealth, rather it's to amass personal fame from great ingenuity.
Right. You got to change the cultural currency of what is cool.
Because fame's cool still. It will be too.
Like it won't be how rich is this guy. It'll be how much has he advanced the well-being of the human condition.
Like Elon Musk is an example of he would be a cool guy in many aspects.
He is kind of a paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm. He is.
In the cool CEO, but he also knows everything. I mean, he's like the James Cameron of
Agreed.
Industry or whatever.
Yeah, he kind of is Iron Man.
Knows how to do every job. Is super smart, charismatic.
He's not the best speecher. His speeches are kind of posy and broken up.
Orator.
Yeah, but
not
fuck
a good
it.
orator.
I'd still if he wanted to lead the ship, which I don't think is a real job really. It's not possible for one person to do what the president's supposed to do. But if he wanted to do it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll vote for you. Absolutely.
Very Elon Musk for president?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, how many people would be abso-fucking-lutely?
It is very very cult of personality, but he seems very competent.
He could get 75% of the country.
He's familiar with hobnobbing with the government with all the subsidies to Tesla.
He's already in there. He's already a politician.
He's already mixing around on that.
That's what he's doing.
Rinsing around on the shore there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Would I vote for him? I guess it depends on who.
Well, his policies were.
You wouldn't vote for him though, because you don't vote. So
it would depend. If he was honest and his policies were clear like they are now, I would consider voting for him.
In the Viper's den.
Because it's
in the White House.
The thing is I don't. It's not a real job, and he couldn't do much of. It's I think we need to stop caring about the White House. What?
Well, that's interesting that you say Elon Musk, because that's, again, one of the barriers that DGAT has broken down. Is now it seems more like
Taylor Thomas. Wait,
now it seems Trump has broken down the idea that it kind of seems like we should run the government a little more efficiently, a little more cutthroat, a little more like a business. And you say, Elon Musk should be. I'd vote for him.
Okay.
He's dyed in the wool businessman.
It's true. He was lucky and smart at the same time. So.
And that is something that Donald Trump has actually influenced. Yeah. Now we think, it's just we need a good business guy in the role of president.
People are saying we don't want another celebrity as the president.
No one talked about it.
Yeah, no, you just did on the podcast. You just did. Here we are.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say?
I'm just saying, I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
it would be cool. Elon Musk.
Yeah,
opening the door up for business people to be in government.
Well, it's okay, here it is. It's a lot of people now are saying I don't want another celebrity president. That's I think we should go back to people who have been working in it their whole lives, and they work their way through governor and senator, and they 20 years in the industry, and I signed yes on these things, and blah blah blah. People are saying we want one of those people as president next, and I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit, but I'm also yeah, but that whole industry is so dark. The more you're in it, the more you're in it. Yeah. And I'm almost I don't, it's so wasteful. It's so wasteful as an industry. I'm just my being is hurt by the sheer, it's 90% waste, our government. It is.
Yeah.
It's 10% benefit, 90% waste. It's fuck. What the government does, the internet could do way better.
And think about healthcare too. Same thing.
All of it.
Same thing.
Everything.
Automate
the
fuck out of it.
Just go.
Have Skype doctor visits. You have some sort of you make something that's like a webcam, but it's like a health cam, right? So it just sits there and it sort of does
in
a
the
scan.
podcast here.
It does a scan and it like tells you your body and your stats and stuff.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
And you
It
just
says-
consult with your
It says,
doctor.
hey, eat this, don't eat that.
You consult with your doctor on Skype.
Yeah.
So there's no offices.
No, fuck. They're at home too, or they're in the golf course. Fuck it. They're on their boat.
The only place there's like rooms for medicine are
Pharmacies.
surgery,
Sure.
pharmacy.
Sure. Hopefully,
So
you don't want to be taking a lot
you
of
automate
medicine.
healthcare
So
and you
much of it.
crowdsource it.
Ah.
Crowdsource it.
Yeah.
You do for the internet, like you do an internet take on healthcare.
Yeah.
You do a Silicon Valley take on healthcare.
Mhm.
Remote doctor visits.
Scannable something on your
taxes
phone.
would go down.
Everything would
Usually,
go down.
everything.
Everything would go down. I mean, we would burn less coal and less gas. Like everything would go down. And doctors could probably still live in the same level of comfort they do now. Probably just get the same level of comfort they live in now.
Yeah.
And we could pay everybody a lot less. And the price would come down a lot.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about that city of the future is like if you get everything right with the city of the future, I mean you're paying like no taxes.
Yeah.
You're just paying like the basic taxes because there's no insurance, there's no car insurance.
Well, you say everything right. Do you mean like utopia? See,
No, like the
that's me
basic
contrarian.
infrastructures. The
Okay.
basic infrastructure of like driving and like public works,
Okay. Trash,
trash,
parks.
parks, traffic.
Yeah. Fuck traffic.
And like you can apply technology to those and solve them. I think if you just start with if you were to build a city from scratch, how would you do it? You would have
I would build a
resource-based economy,
circular city,
me.
very much like the Venus Project, with I would just change it to wherever it was and use the resources best available there, which is
What if it was like desert,
yeah, that's fine.
wind energy?
All the things, solar, wind, geothermal, maybe.
They could do cryonics. If you just had like a tube, or you could have cryonics farms in Antarctica and shit.
Oh shit!
Because you wouldn't be you would be spending very little
So
money.
we should buy
on
land
energy.
in Antarctica now.
Yes. Speculate some nice Antarctica land.
Ooh,
and make some
and they
cryonics
wake you up.
farms.
They wake you up in Antarctica, and you have to like make your way back
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
fucking civilization.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool movie.
That's a
Yeah.
good story.
So like one day I was hella rich, and then I was like my heart was gonna explode, and they couldn't repair it, and then they did, and then my legs were gonna die, and then my liver, but I drank more, and then I was gonna die, and they froze my stuff in Antarctica, and then 200 years goes by, and all of a sudden there's a light. And I wake up and I come out of this coffin, this frozen coffin, and I step on the ground. And there's a doctor there, and she goes, "Hey, welcome to 2230." And then she lets out a loud fart.
Farting's no longer taboo here in the future.
There's a lot of things you need to learn about the future.
That's the first thing she addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to 2370.
Okay, so then like you gotta pack on all this stuff, and you gotta like walk. Like there's some like huge distance you gotta walk before you get to like a boat, and then you work on a crew of people on the boat to make it back down to California.
Yeah. The
And-
weather keeps getting warmer and warmer.
Mhm.
Like,
And you're
you're
work,
sort of doing
yeah, but it's
more and more
not
work.
work. It's definitely work, and then the work helps you go, oh, okay, I'm a person again. All right. And then you get back to town, and they're like, okay, you don't actually have to work. What do you want to do?
Right. That's a good rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good rite of passage. Being thrown to some work that you just
have to.
whatever, and then
Figure it
come
out.
back. What
When
do
you
want
but
to
when
do?
you land, it's really like resource based. So it's like Work is really how do you improve the world and yourself. That's your
Right.
job.
That's very Star Trekian.
I'm into it, man.
Goal.
I'm into it. So, Friesen, are you in or out? Friesen your
I'd be
body.
in. I think I'd be in.
Would you do it now? Take your handsome
No,
young
no,
body
no.
now?
I'd do it. No, I would do it if there was a terminal prognosis.
What if you could remove one testicle and put that in the freeze now, and then you know you were totally good? Would you do that?
No. No.
Okay.
Wouldn't do that.
All right. What was half of one
Because it probably
testicle?
just need a cell. They probably just need a stem cell or something.
Okay. Fair enough. But just trying to think of a weird story. All right. Good job.
I mean, yes, one testicle. So that would leave me with 2.
Okay.
left.
What if you had to do
I would have 2 left after that.
both ears, bottom lip, half your nose, 1 testicle, and 3 fingers? Would you do it?
In, out, in. Yeah, I'm in. Well, 5 out of 6 of those I would do.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't remove your
But
genitalia.
you would pick which ones.
I wouldn't remove any of my body parts to hope to freeze myself in the future. But it would be like, that's the story, is like they're like, no, but you're just about to turn 35. That's great. We have to have a good chunk of 35 you to build 35 you, because you want 79 you to do this.
Every year you put you like contribute a sample.
Oh no! I'm saying they're almost like they gotta cut out like 10% of you at your peak.
And I'm saying every year they do it every year, so they get
my
a sample
God.
of you each year. So by the time you're 100,
That's
you're just this
fucking
little
morbid as
eyeball
fuck.
mouth,
You're like a penis tip,
penis, eyeball,
and mouth,
ear,
an asshole. No, you just shit out of your penis tip.
Yeah,
That's
you just
terrible.
take. Yeah,
That's terrible. Yes, and
Empathy
Aubrey.
and imagination.
Doesn't mean we aren't gross or weird.
Funny, we might be too.
Could be.
I think that's our show.
I think that's our show today. It's time to smoke this Mary Jane. Aubrey brought it from the free store, feeling free of police, danger of criminality.
Thank you for listening to the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. My name is Drew Clark.
My name is Aubrey Cloutier.
If you like this podcast and would like to contribute to its greatness, please consider going to Patreon.com/Empathy and Imagination and doing a monthly donation of just $3. Super appreciated. And if you do that, you will be accessing members only content, secret to you. Also, we would very much appreciate if you go on iTunes and give us a review. If you go by YouTube and throw us a thumbs up and a comment, subscribe, we would appreciate it.